Hello, and welcome to Go Fund This, a podcast from Nerds Domain. In these episodes, we'll be talking to crowdfund project managers about their projects and what excites them. Come listen as we talk about the passion they have for their project. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Go Fund This from the Nerds Domain. This week, I'm here with Michael Johnson from SMBC. Say hi, Michael.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about your Kickstarter, and I guess it's actually your company's Kickstarter,
Yes.
the Gentleman's Single-Use Monocle.
Yes. It's
Although I would like to say that's false advertising because there's a lady in the picture.
It's unisex, definitely. It's for the discerning gentleman or lady, I guess.
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely new territory for us. Usually we've done comics and books and stuff. It's kind of a wacky idea that my boss, Zach Wiener-Smith, had a couple of years ago in a comic. And people online seemed pretty enamored with the idea. And so we had some prototypes made a couple of years ago. And those went over really well at a comic convention. And so it's something we've been kind of working on in the background. It's kind of like a side project for a couple of years. And we picked up an engineer, Josh Greenhouse, who's amazing, and somebody who works in packaging, Richard Benneroff, who's also really awesome, and they helped kind of the project pick up more momentum. And so we've been cooking on it for maybe with a little bit more steam, like the past year or so. And
I don't want to cut you short, but so normally when we come into these interviews, you're doing an excellent job of telling me stuff without me asking, and I appreciate that. But we start with some standard questions that we ask everybody, kind of clarify who you are as a person.
Okay.
You're doing fine. I love it. I was like, wow, I'll just sit here and not do anything. You're doing great.
Yes.
No, you're perfect. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. These are super, super important. This is the hardest part of the interview, and if you flub this up, it's all downhill from here. So, in the impending zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice?
Oh, this is funny. This is actually something I've thought about a lot. So my answer is probably going to be kind of strange. I've had a series of pretty horrible jobs, like before I started working at SMBC. So I would often sit and just think, if everyone turned into a zombie right now, what would I do? It's kind of a way to escape my horrible job. So my answer is weaponized morphine gas. And reason why, it's multiple uses. My girlfriend thinks this is the stupidest answer in the world, by the way. I've talked to her about this. Because you can use it to kill zombies. I think it's a high enough dosage. It should be lethal on zombies. Actually, I don't know now if they don't have a circulatory system. Well, anyways, let's just assume it works.
Okay, yeah, fair.
For my benefit. And you can also use it for medicinal purposes, and you can use it for recreation when you get really bored. So I think I would
shoot your friends, watch them fall over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can use it to prank people too, I guess.
Excellent. Okay. That is very much an interesting choice. I like it. Second question, just as important, a little bit different. Given all the sci-fi you know, what planet do you most want to visit?
Oh, man. Actually, I think I have a pretty good answer for this. One of my favorite books growing up, and I think it's the last Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book, Arthur Dent ends up on a planet where he's famous for making sandwiches. It's Lumela or Lumia or something like that, and it's very Earth-like. I think it was there's 1 hour extra a day or something, so you can sleep in more. And there's a herd of migrating beasts that are stuck in some sort of time loop, so they have an infinite meat supply of perfectly normal beasts or something like that. So yeah, I think I'd go to Lumela and hang out with Arthur Dent, eat some sandwiches probably.
Right on. So I guess let's get back to your sales pitch. Normally we start there, but that's all right. So you guys, your you're producing these single-use monocles.
Yes.
So yeah, keep telling us about that. Let's hear all about it.
Yeah, I kind of think it's simultaneously one of the best ideas Zach has had and one of the stupidest. And usually when he has an idea that is both stupid and great, usually they're awesome. And
right on.
And I think that's what's so great about it. It's such a fun, silly project. And it's like the packaging design that was done by David Malky, who's famous for doing the Wondermark comic. Like David Malky does this, like Victorian artwork kind of stuff. I think he uses like public domain artwork. And so he was like perfect for the theme or the idea of the product, and so it's like his like packaging design, and then Josh Greenhouse who did the engineering and stuff, and like I said, Richard Dunhoff did the packaging. Like it's like this stupid, silly idea that is way too lovingly made for the idea. It's like it turned out way better than it should have, and it's just amazing. I think it's one of the traits that, and I've heard Zach's friends talk about this. Zach has this amazing ability to gather people around him that do amazing work also, and I think that's what's happened with the Monocle. It's like it's just turned out into this really cool project.
Right.
And I'm super happy to see the response online. It's like every time we put something out, it's always a little risky, and always wonder if people are going to show up for it, And
oh yeah,
it's I don't know, it's just great to see the response.
Okay. Well, so basically, it is warned on the website. This is not a condom.
Yes, it's not. Yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah, I should have mentioned this. It's supposed to. That's part of the joke. It looks like a condom.
Yeah, but it is packaged like a condom would be in a single use, with one side clear so you can see the monocle inside.
Yes.
This is just fantastic. So you guys took this ridiculous idea that, also kind of terrible.
Yeah.
I do have to agree, kind of a terrible idea, but
Well,
and,
okay, it was even more terrible in the past because when we did the early prototypes, like years ago, Zach wanted to make them lubricated, not unlubricated. So I think there was actually a handful that were made that were lubricated, and those were just disgusting.
Yeah.
So that, it was it was even more dumb originally.
So you guys are selling that's it. You're selling single-use monocles in 3-packs or 25-pack singles, just whatever anybody wants to do.
Yes, yeah. You can get a single, you can get a 3-pack, and then you can get the 25-pack. Yes, and also the 200-pack, but that's just a bunch of 8-packs thrown together. 25 packs.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your company, SMBC, what you guys do, how long you've been around, what exactly you guys produce?
God, I'm trying to think how long the comic has been around. SMBC, it stands for Saturday Morning Breakfast Cereal, is just a comic, a web comic. It originally was mostly single panel that Zach did. I think it's, I really should know the year it started. I don't know. I started working. I think it's been around since, I want to say like around 2003 or 4, or maybe 6, somewhere around there. It's been around for a long time. I started working for Zach when I was in college in late 2010. So that's SMBC is a comics website and single panel jokes, like really nerdy, sciencey kind of stuff. And when I first was brought on, it was kind of to do, one of the first big projects we did that was an actual like shipping physical product was a book, like a collection of SMBC's comics and stuff. And we've put out a few of those, and then we put out a couple of choose your own adventure books, Trial of the Clone. So Zach wrote, I think that might have been the first sort of long form piece of fiction he put out, I think. And then last year we did a Kickstarter for a children's book that is going to be shipping in about a month or 2, I believe. It's like Zach, I think the main focus of SMBC would be the comic. That's what people come to. It's daily, even though I guess a few people in the past have wrongly assumed that it was only Saturday mornings because of the name. But
Yeah.
But yeah, he updates every day, which is insane. He's been doing that regularly for, God, like so many years. And so that's the main focus of the site. And we have a couple of books, and then now this weird Monocle thing, which is totally new territory for us, but kind of totally fits how silly everything we do is.
Yeah. Well, according to the site, you guys started in 2002.
2002. Okay. Yes, I was close.
Well, and I know you're away from your computer, so those kinds of questions not necessarily the easiest thing to look up.
Yeah.
But you guys funded rather quickly. I mean, you're 5 days in, and you're at 300% or something ridiculous.
Yes.
How does it feel knowing that you're going to be distributing at least 3,200 single-use monocles?
It's great. It's baffling, but it's really awesome. It's something like, it's something that's, it's hard to explain to people, my parents or my friends. They don't really understand. It doesn't seem like I have a real job. But yeah, it's great. I think it's a testament to like the following that Zach has and stuff online. It's just a really good kind of community, and also how viral the idea is. That's one thing I thought right before we launched it. It's like, this is going to have really good word of mouth. So I think that's one of the strengths of it. But yeah, I don't know, it just feels amazing. It just makes me love the internet even more.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Big stupid thing, but it's so great. Something that would never exist without it.
So you guys you've raised 80,000 of the initial 25,000 you needed.
Yes, yeah.
And you've got a couple of exclusive comics that you've unlocked from that. The next one is from Jeff Jocks.
Yes.
Jocks, is that right?
Jacks? Yes. I've never actually said his name out loud.
Yeah, I just realized I've been reading his comic for years, and I just realized I never said his name out loud, and that can't be right. So, but you guys have two, one from Ryan North and one from Phil Foglio. Yes. I'm not honestly familiar with their comics that I'm aware of.
Oh, well, Ryan North does... Oh, God, I know it as Dinosaur Comics.
Oh, yeah, no, that's all you have to say. Yeah, the Dinosaur Comics.
Yes, yeah, and, Dinosaur Comics, and, I'm not even sure if he's still updating that. No, I think he is. But he's done a couple of books and stuff. He had a really popular Kickstarter, I think a couple of years ago, where it's like a choose-your-own-adventure version of Hamlet that is really awesome.
Awesome, okay.
Yeah, and... Phil Foglio does Girl Genius, I believe, right? Off the top of my head, I'm away from my... Yes, Girl Genius, of course. And he's just really... I don't know, like, I was super stoked when we managed to get him. It's... I don't know, he's just a really, really good creator. Same with Ryan North and Jeff Jocks. I'm really hoping. I think we'll get to Jeff Jocks for sure.
Oh, you guys have 25 days and like $4,000. I think you're set.
Yeah.
I've been reading Questionable Content. It's one of two online comics that I actually keep up with, and I'm really excited about that. I didn't even know until today, because when I originally contacted you guys, he wasn't on there yet.
Yes. I think I put that up there last night, or yeah.
So I will say to our listeners, this isn't your typical lots and lots of levels. There are several levels that you can back at, but all you're getting here are going to be the monocles. Although at the 1,000 level, you get a 200 pack and a personal letter from Dr. Wienersmith.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm only pointing that out because I wanted to say Dr. Wienersmith because that's fantastic. But this is I saw this, I chuckled a lot, and I thought this was fantastic. I do like that you had to put the warning in that it's not a condom.
Yeah, I know that was actually something that a few people had messaged us about. I think we'd sent out some monocles before the Kickstarter launched, and it was a few responses that we got from people. So we should make it absolutely clear that they are not. Sorry. We should make it clear that it's absolutely not Not a condom.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
So you guys, are you prepared for the influx of tiny little packages that will be coming to the warehouse near you, I assume?
Oh yes, yeah. That's one of the things that, with the help of Richard Beneroff and Josh Greenhouse, that's where they've been a huge help, because this is such new territory that we needed to consult with them, and they've we're actually, we could scale it up pretty large, and it'd be pretty simple. Yeah, that's one of the things why we kept the reward levels kind of limited a little bit, where it's just the monocles, not anything extra, because we were trying to keep everything. We wanted this Kickstarter overall to be very simple and straightforward, so we can, as we learn how to do this, we're not overextending. So
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. So I have backed you guys just now, because why not? I will be getting my monocle. Listeners at home, I suggest you get yours as well. According to the Kickstarter, now you can read promiscuously without risk of eye infection.
yes.
Which I like. I do like your testimonials. Those are fantastic. I highly suggest that you guys check this out. If nothing else, it's a conversation starter at conventions or parties or wherever you go with your single-use monocle.
Yes,
I really like this, and I'm very happy that we got to have you on.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, it's very fun to talk about. It's just a really funny thing. I don't know, and it's like you said, it's a pretty good conversation starter, like a little gag gift or something.
Oh,
yeah. I think it's perfect for that. It's like $6 and free shipping in the United States at the lowest reward level. So it's yeah.
And probably that $6 covers mostly the shipping.
Yeah.
Because you put anything in a box and you're at like $4. So
yeah.
Any hint at where we could see Zach or any of the rest of the guys from SMBC at this year? Any conventions you guys will be going to?
We're not doing conventions this year, but one thing I did forget to mention that SMBC does, that's actually a really big thing. We have an event every year now called BAWfest, which stands for the Bad Ad Hoc Festival, or the Festival of Bad Ad Hoc Hypothesis. Yeah, and it's like this big kind of thing we do, this comedy show where people come up and they give fake evolutionary theories. And
I heard about this on a podcast, actually.
Yes, it's really funny. And Zach is always at those, and so we're doing one of those in San Francisco, and we're doing one at MIT again this fall. Okay. And we're working on a third one that hopefully will fall into place for this year as well. So that's where, Zach will be popping up. And I think on the website, if he ends up doing a talk or a lecture anywhere, it's usually on the right side of the website underneath appearances and stuff, and we tweet about all that. But that's pretty much it.
Cool. All right. Well, you guys at home can go to singleusemonocles.com. That'll take you right to the Kickstarter. You can go to SMBC-comics.com, and that'll take you to Saturday Morning Breakfast Serial Comics that updates every day. Mm-hmm. You can find them on Twitter at SMBC Comics and on Facebook at facebook.com/SMBC Comics. And if for some reason you don't want to go to singleusemonocles.com, you can go to tinyurl.com/singlemonocle, and that'll take you straight to the Kickstarter as well. I like to make sure we have something easy to get there.
Yes, perfect.
And then you can, of course, find the Nerds Domain on Facebook and on Twitter, like always. You can find us over on patreon.com/nerdsdomain. And we want to thank Jarby McCoy for our music. We appreciate that greatly. And we will talk to you guys really soon.
This has been a production of the Omega Nerds Network, the network where it's on.